That's not something you see very often. Hey, what's up guys, Sean here. So this morning we're doing our first bike packing shakedown. I got the bike loaded down. We're just out here at Boulware Springs. We're gonna ride the rails to trails for a little ways, just see how things go, and try this bike out and just see how it feels. Obviously, I haven't ridden a bike in a long time, and it's gonna be a rough one probably. So I haven't gotten my helmet yet, and I know that you guys are gonna kill me on that, but I'm getting one. I just haven't gotten it yet, so I'm gonna try to be super careful today. I definitely suggest making sure you ride with a helmet, and we will be doing that soon. But today we're gonna get out here on this trail and see what we can see. Let's get it. Now before we get started though, I've got a couple things I need to add to the bike so we can make this a usable video. So one of the things I have is this, it's called Sport Go. It's an inexpensive camera mount for the camera. We're gonna add this thing to the bike handlebars and see if it'll help us get some good footage. So just like anything else, bike packing, mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, everything's expensive. So this little piece here wasn't super expensive, and I don't really know what to expect. It had a lot of reviews, but you know how that goes. So we're gonna add this to the bike and see how that works. And we also have this Roam Copilot, and this is for the cell phone. This will also mount to the cockpit up there, and hopefully we can get this stuff mounted up and get on the trail soon because it's already getting hot. This thing looks pretty simple. It's got a thumb screw on it. Now I noticed that it doesn't have the slot cut out. If that slot was cut out, it would be really easy. So we may modify that in the future. See how this goes. Alright, now I gotta figure out where I want to mount this thing at. Okay, it comes with this little rubber piece to go on there. So I think I can put it here. And hopefully that'll be out of the way, because I still got to have somewhere to put that cell phone mount. Let's put this here. Alright. So, obviously, I am a noob. Well, that's not going to work. Obviously, I'm a noob at this again. I haven't really ridden a bike since I was a kid. And there was a really nice guy over there who I was talking to and gave me some good advice on helmet, which I asked him for. And gave me some encouragement on just jumping out here and getting it, and also told me what to do if I had an emergency on trail, how to contact somebody. So that's what it's all about, guys. Getting in touch with people, networking, finding out somebody that knows what's going on. Boy, that thing works. That mount works good there. Now that'll give us somewhere to mount the camera. Now let's mount this cell phone holder. Alright, so the cell phone holder, it's got a little clamp, holds the cell phone on, and it's got these in different sizes, and these kind of clamp over the corners of the cell phone and hold the cell phone on. I think for my cell phone I'm gonna need the biggest one. Okay, so it's already got one of the biggest ones on there. So, and it comes with an extra screw too. So we're gonna loosen this thing up And it looks like this will actually pop out here, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if that one's going to tighten up or if I'll have to get one more bite on it. There we go. Now, I obviously immediately see the fact that this is all pretty much plastic. So, I don't know how durable this will be. Now, I don't plan on taking it off of any sweet jumps.
You got like 3 feet of air that time.
So, maybe it won't be that big an issue, but I do know that we want to be careful. We want it tight, but we don't want to over tighten it and break it. That feels pretty good. Now, see if we can get this cell phone mounted. So, I'm gonna get this there, like that. And this just pops over the corners, like that. And like that. So something I immediately noticed with this is these are offset. So if you want the phone higher up, you can turn this rubber piece around and put the short side to the bottom, or vice versa. So I like that. It feels pretty sturdy, and like I said, I'm not going to be jumping this thing any. So I think that's going to work for us. So now we got to get on the trail and ride some, or this is just a wasted trip, right? Time to go. Check out this big guy. Big soft-shell turtle over here. Hey, buddy. You laying eggs? Is that what you're trying to do? I'm not exactly sure. I don't see any nest right there, but kind of looks like it might be laying eggs, so we're gonna leave it alone. I got some deer grazing right down the hill there. One of them's a little spotted fawn. Even on the mountain bike. Can't get away from the ticks even on the mountain bike. Well, I made it down to Alachua Lake Lookout, and this is where I kind of wanted to make it to today. It's a couple miles from where I started. Holy crap, there's a buck down there with these deer. Okay, so you might say this is the video that didn't want to be made this morning. I got everything together. Everything was going good. I did one slow-mo clip and forgot to take it off of slow-mo. So the very beginning of this trip was all recorded in slow-mo. But I stopped out at the Sweetwater Overlook to just take a break for a second and look around, because I'm not in shape, guys. I'm not in shape at all, and this is a eye-opener. But that's okay. That's why we're doing this, and hopefully this bike will help me get into better shape. But I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just all a process. It's somewhere to start, and that's okay. That's fine with me. But I got to start somewhere, and this is what we did. But I stopped at that Sweetwater Overlook to take a break, get a drink of water, and I was seeing already areas that I'm like, man, I could get in there and camp for the night if I had the bike pack. That little spotted pond is just running circles down there. It's hilarious. But I found all kind of spots. I'm like, man, I could get in there and set up a camp if I was bike packing, or I could get in there. And so I'm really excited to do some bike packing trips, but we just got to get the endurance up. I've got some buddies that want to do some bike packing, but at this point I would just be holding them back and slowing them up. So got to build up my endurance and build up my stamina, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it. He's just going to town down there. But it was neat. I got up this morning, got out here fairly early, not quite as early as I wanted to, because I had to kind of get the bike set up and all that stuff, but that's okay. But this is why, this is the very reason that I wanted to get out here early, was to see some wildlife, and they're not disappointing. There's that buck down there and the doe, and then that little spotted pond's just running amok down there, and it's really cool. But I need to give a big shout out to Carl Smith and Miss Christie. They met me and gave me the bike rack that I'm hauling the bike on now, and the thing is pretty awesome and it's working out perfectly. So huge shout out to Carl Smith and Miss Christie for giving that to us and letting us have that to make future videos with. So we really appreciate all the support. He's one of our patrons, and we just really appreciate all the support that you guys give us. And we're really looking forward to Wild Camp coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're almost sold out on the tickets for that. We've only got a few left, which is mind-blowing. I never thought we would have that many people that wanted to camp with us, but I'm very thankful for that. I did find a water bottle cage that will hold the Grail, so that's pretty cool. I got to get one more water bottle cage, I think, for it, and I'm really going to have to sit down and think about those panniers and all that stuff, because I don't know if that's going to work out in the long run. I'm not real happy with the way it's working right now. But that's the whole point of this trip. See what's going to work and what's not going to work. So, but on the way in, I was coming down this hill, and as I was coming down that hill, I was building up some speed, and that pannier got into the spoke. and it almost threw me. So I really have to figure out if I'm going to use those panniers or if I'm going to have to do something different. I don't know. Maybe I'll just get a different rack that has lower supports that will hold them off. That might be the best thing to do. Honestly, I could probably make them, but no biggie. But I did bring everything on there that I would need for a camping trip. But I did bring everything I would need for a camping trip on there, so I know how heavy the bike is, how it's going to feel, and so that's okay. I'm enjoying that. So in all seriousness, this morning I had planned to come out here and set up and make a cup of coffee, but I know this is going to shock you. It's too dang hot to make a cup of coffee. It is blazing hot. I mean, it feels good right here, the breeze blowing and everything, but it's just too hot for coffee. So I think I'm gonna forego the coffee, just drink some water, relax here for a few minutes, and then get on back on the trail. I'm happy with how the bike is working out. The bike is working out perfect. It rides good, it shifts good, it brakes good. I love it. I've just got to work on the other stuff, and that's okay. That's what it's all about. Learning. It's a beautiful spot here though. So this is the Alachua Lake overlook, but that's Payne's Prairie out there is what that is. And back in the day, Payne's Prairie was called Alachua Lake, and this whole area was just one big lake. And it was before they had any of the highways that ran across there, and they actually had steamboats that would ferry people from one side of the lake to the other side of the lake. And several years ago, when the lake went down so low, it basically drained out. They found big brass propellers from those steamboats out in the middle of the prairie out there. There's an area through here that they used to call the Alachua Savannah too, and just a lot of neat history through here. I love it out here though. Beautiful. There's some big gators in that lake. Well, I guess that's enough time looking at the beauty. Time to get this bike back on the trail and see how we can do. That's not something you see very often. Looks like a dead baby alligator. Don't believe he's sunning. I wonder if somebody accidentally ran him over. Kind of strange. Sad. Figured I'd stop back in here at the Sweetwater overlook since I kind of messed up that footage earlier. It's a little spur off of the main trail there. It's not too far up in here, and it's another beautiful spot here. A lot of kites and stuff flying around out there. Beautiful. It was really nice earlier when I was here, but I messed up the footage. That's okay. I'm sure we'll be back. Well, we made it safely back. It was touch and go a few times. No, everything went well. Definitely have a few things I need to change with the setup I've got. I wouldn't say I was discouraged with my ride. I was discouraged with my physical fitness. But that's something we can change. The bike did great. I really enjoyed the bike. And I enjoyed the ride. Even though it was tough, I enjoyed it. That's fine. Tough is fine. I don't mind it. I've definitely got to work on either figuring out what to do with those panniers or coming up with a different option. Because that was a little frustrating to deal with. But other than that, I had a great time. It was a great shakedown run. And that's what these things are for, to let you know what works and don't work. So, I really had a good time. I know this kind of a short, uneventful video, sort of. But, it is what it is. You know, this is all a process of getting back into the riding the bicycle. Shoot, I had to relearn how to use the shifters and stuff and figure out which gear I'm supposed to be in when I'm climbing and all that stuff. It was a learning process, but that's okay. It was fun. But I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. But if you did, give it that big thumbs up for me. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. And I appreciate you guys watching. Go find something to ride. We'll see you next time. Hey, good morning. So today we are doing our first bike packing shakedown. Hey, what's up guys, Sean here. So this morning hey, what's up guys, Sean here. So this morning we're doing our first okay, so that was a good 5 or 6 minutes of riding. Boy, it doesn't take long to realize how out of shape you are, but